Look around, folks. The world is a mess. From the halls of power to the streets we walk, democracy is under siege. We see it in the rise of strongmen, the erosion of truth, and the normalization of hate. This isn't just some abstract political science lecture. This is about our lives, our freedoms, and the future we're leaving for our kids. Democracy, that messy, beautiful experiment in self-governance, is on the ropes. And the scariest part, many of us are standing by watching it happen. We've grown complacent, lulled into a false sense of security. We assume it can't happen here, not in our backyard. But history teaches us a brutal lesson. Democracy is not a spectator sport. It requires constant vigilance, active participation, and a willingness to fight for what's right. The alarm bells are ringing, people. The question is, are we listening? Here's the thing about nationalism and authoritarianism. They offer simple solutions to complex problems. They prey on our fears, our insecurities, and our desire for easy answers. They tell us that we are good, they are bad, and only a strong leader can protect us from the evils of the world. Suddenly, the complexities of a globalized world fade away. The blame for our problems is conveniently placed at the feet of immigrants, minorities, or anyone deemed different. Critical thinking is replaced with blind loyalty. Dissent is silenced with threats and intimidation. Across the globe, we see leaders exploiting these tactics to consolidate power and dismantle democratic institutions. They erode the free press, undermine the judiciary, and silence opposition voices. But here's the truth. Nationalism and authoritarianism are not patriotic. They're about love of power, raw, unchecked power. Don't think for a second that America is immune to this. Remember January 6th? The day a mob, fueled by lies and conspiracy theories, stormed the US Capitol in an attempt to overturn a democratic election. That wasn't just a bunch of misguided tourists, that was a flashing red warning sign. And it's not just America. Look at Hungary, where Viktor Orbán has systematically dismantled democratic norms, or Turkey, where Recep Tayyip Erdoğan has imprisoned journalists and cracked down on dissent. And then there's Brazil, where Jair Bolsonaro rode a wave of populism and anti-establishment anger to the presidency. The erosion of democratic values is happening right before our eyes. The question is, are we going to stand by and let it happen, or are we going to do something about it? Brexit, a nation divided. Let's talk about Brexit, shall we? The poster child for how quickly a society can fracture when fueled by misinformation, fear, and a healthy dose of good old-fashioned xenophobia. The referendum itself was a testament to the power of simple slogans over nuanced debate. Take back control. It sounded empowering, didn't it? But control of what, and at what cost? Years later, the UK is still grappling with the fallout. The economy is in shambles. The political landscape is more divided than ever. Brexit is a cautionary tale about the dangers of making major decisions based on emotion rather than facts, on division rather than unity. Apathy, the fertile ground for tyranny. Here's the hard truth. Dictators and aspiring autocrats don't rise to power in a vacuum. They thrive on our apathy, our silence, our willingness to look the other way when inconvenient truths are ignored or suppressed. They rely on us to stay glued to our screens, distracted by the latest outrage or viral video, while they quietly dismantle the very foundations of our freedoms. It's easy to feel powerless in the face of such overwhelming challenges. We tell ourselves that one person can't make a difference, that the system is rigged, that it's all hopeless anyway, but that's exactly what they want us to think. When we choose to stay silent, when we fail to speak out against injustice, we become complicit in our own oppression. A call to action safeguarding our future. So what can we do? How do we fight back against this rising tide of authoritarianism and democratic backsliding? The answer is simple, but it's not easy. We need to get involved, we need to get engaged, we need to raise our voices and demand better from our leaders, read beyond the headlines, educate yourself about the issues, support independent journalism, call out lies and misinformation whenever you see them, hold your elected officials accountable, vote in every election, big or small, get involved in local politics, support organizations fighting for democratic values, talk to your friends and family, have those uncomfortable conversations about the state of our world. Don't be afraid to disagree, to challenge, to question the status quo. Remember, complacency is the enemy of progress. Apathy is the oxygen that fuels tyranny. The future of democracy is not preordained. It's shaped by the choices we make every single day. So let's choose to fight for it. The time for action is now. The world is watching. Don't let them down.